The backstage corridors of Bazaar's annual Icons interview event buzzed with a kind of energy that seemed to exist only in places where cameras flashed endlessly. And dreams were stitched into designer fabrics. Staff members hurried across polished floors with clipboards pressed against their chests, makeup artists moved with practiced precision, and stylists made last-minute adjustments to carefully selected outfits that would soon appear on magazine covers and social media feeds around the world. Among all the excitement stood Yoon Min-jae, one of Aurora Entertainment's brightest stars. The 24-year-old idol had become known not only for his extraordinary stage presence but also for the calm elegance he carried even under pressure. Dressed in a perfectly tailored black suit with subtle silver details embroidered near the cuffs, he looked every bit the celebrity fans adored. Yet anyone who knew him well understood that beneath his composed expression was someone who often overthought everything. He adjusted the cuff of his jacket and glanced toward the monitor displaying the interview schedule. "You look like you're about to sit for an exam," a familiar voice teased. Min-jae turned. Lee Hunwoo stood there holding 2 iced coffees. Unlike Min-jae's polished calm, Hunwoo brought chaos into every room he entered. His playful smile, bright eyes, and tendency to speak without filtering his thoughts had made him one of the industry's most beloved personalities. "You say that every interview day," Min-jae replied. "Because every interview day you look like this." "I don't." "You absolutely do." Hunwoo offered him one of the drinks. Min-jae accepted it with a quiet thank you. "You know," Hunwoo said, "the world thinks you're fearless. The world has never seen me trying to remember interview answers." Hunwoo laughed loudly enough to attract the attention of nearby staff members. "You'll survive. You always do." Min-jae looked at his friend. For years, Hunwoo had been the person who transformed nervous moments into manageable ones. Through exhausting tours, endless practice sessions, injuries, criticism, and triumphs, their friendship had remained unchanged. Some relationships arrived dramatically. Others became home so gradually that you never noticed when they settled permanently into your heart. 5 minutes, their manager called. Hunwoo saluted dramatically. "Let's go become magazine-worthy." As they walked toward the interview set, bright studio lights illuminated the hallway. The set itself looked breathtaking. Elegant neutral tones. Fresh flowers arranged with artistic precision. Comfortable chairs positioned beneath soft lighting designed to highlight every expression. The Bazaar team greeted them warmly. "Thank you for coming. We're honored to have you." Min-jae bowed politely. Hunwoo immediately complimented the snack table. Within seconds, the staff members were laughing. "You really never change," Min-jae murmured. "That's because people love authenticity. You just wanted cookies." Those statements can coexist. Minutes later, cameras rolled. The interviewer smiled. "Welcome. Everyone has been excited for this conversation." The interview began with simple questions. Favorite memories from recent promotions. Challenges faced during preparations. Moments that made them laugh unexpectedly. Hunwoo answered enthusiastically. Min-jae answered thoughtfully. Their dynamic unfolded naturally. When Hunwoo spoke too quickly, Min-jae clarified details. When Min-jae became too serious, Hunwoo interrupted with jokes. The production staff exchanged glances. "You two really know each other well." Hunwoo grinned. "We've survived dorm life." Min-jae nodded. "That tends to accelerate understanding." Everyone laughed. As the interview continued, deeper questions emerged. "What motivates you after all these years?" Min-jae paused. The studio grew quiet. "When I was younger, I thought success meant reaching a destination," he said slowly. "But I think now, it's about continuing despite fear." The interviewer listened carefully. "Fear." He smiled faintly. "There are always expectations. You wonder whether you're improving enough. Whether you're grateful enough. Whether you're making people proud." Hunwoo glanced toward him. "But then there are moments." Min-jae continued, "When fans sing louder than the speakers. When teammates check if you've eaten. When someone reminds you that your worth isn't measured by perfection." His eyes shifted briefly toward Hunwoo. "Those moments matter." Silence lingered. Then applause erupted softly behind the cameras. Even Hunwoo looked emotional. "You weren't supposed to make everyone cry," he complained. Min-jae blinked. "You asked me to be authentic. Not devastating." The room filled with laughter again. During a short break between segments, the two idols escaped toward a quieter hallway. Hunwoo leaned against the wall. "You know something." "What?" "People see performances." Min-jae waited. They don't see the nights before concerts when you're helping everyone rehearse. You exaggerate. You make tea for people when they're sick. You had a fever. You stay awake during flights because someone forgot their passport. You forgot your passport. Hanwoo pointed accusingly. My point stands. Min-jae lowered his gaze. Compliments always unsettled him. I just do what anyone would. No, Hanwoo said gently. You do what you think people deserve. For once, there was no teasing, only sincerity. Min-jae looked away. You don't have to make everything sound dramatic. You don't have to pretend kindness is ordinary. The production assistant approached. We're ready. The moment dissolved, but its warmth remained. Back on set, another segment focused on friendship. What qualities do you admire most in one another? Hanwoo answered immediately. Loyalty. Min-jae blinked. You didn't even think. I don't need to. The interviewer smiled. And Min-jae? He considered carefully. Courage. Hanwoo nearly choked. What? You speak honestly. I overshare. You stand up for people. I complain loudly. You choose joy. Hanwoo's expression softened. That sounds cooler than reality. It is reality. For a brief second, neither joked. The cameras captured genuine affection rooted not in grand declarations but in years of trust. After filming concluded, staff applauded enthusiastically. You were wonderful. The chemistry felt natural. Thank you for sharing so openly. Photos followed. More interviews. Wardrobe changes. Endless flashes. Yet sometime during the chaos, Min-jae disappeared. Hanwoo eventually found him near the rooftop access staircase. The city stretched beyond the windows in dazzling lights. You vanished. I needed air. Hanwoo joined him. Neither spoke immediately. What are you thinking? Hanwoo asked eventually. Min-jae watched traffic moving below. That life changes quickly. It does. We dreamed about debuting. We did. Now we're here. Hanwoo smiled. Still eating convenience store ramen after schedules. Min-jae laughed softly. True. You know what hasn't changed? What? You still worry too much. And you still talk too much. Hanwoo accepted that. Fair. The city glittered beneath them. There will come a day, Min-jae said quietly, when this pace slows. Hanwoo nodded. Probably. Does that scare you? A little. He considered. But I think, people aren't memories because circumstances stay the same. Min-jae listened. They become memories because they mattered. The words settled gently between them. I don't know what interviews people will remember, Hanwoo continued. But I know I'll remember this staircase conversation. Min-jae smiled. You really do make everything dramatic. You secretly love it. I tolerate it. Liar. They returned downstairs before anyone could accuse them of escaping responsibilities permanently. As evening approached, the Bazaar team organized a celebratory dinner. Round tables filled the elegant venue. Laughter echoed against crystal chandeliers. Editors spoke passionately about storytelling. Photographers discussed memorable shoots. Stylists exchanged predictions about future trends. Min-jae listened more than he spoke. Hanwoo spoke enough for both of them. Eventually, one editor addressed the idols. You know why audiences connect with you. Hanwoo pretended confidence. Outstanding beauty. Everyone laughed. You remind people that ambition and kindness can coexist. Min-jae lowered his eyes. Hanwoo surprisingly remained quiet, because sometimes compliments reached places humor couldn't protect. The dinner extended late into the night. As guests departed, farewell hugs and promises of future collaborations filled the room. Outside, cool evening air welcomed them. Fans gathered at respectful distances beyond security barriers. Their excitement remained undeniable. Lightsticks glowed softly. Names echoed through the night. Min-jae and Hanwoo bowed deeply. They waved until managers insisted it was time to leave. Inside the van, exhaustion finally settled. Hanwoo removed his shoes immediately. I'm never wearing formal shoes again. You said that last month. I mean it this time. You don't. Silence followed. Comfortable silence. The kind earned through years. You know. Hanwoo murmured sleepily. What? Today's interview wasn't scary. You were nervous. Terrified. Min-jae stared. You. I hide it better. Min-jae laughed quietly. You. Terrified. Hanwoo grinned triumphantly. See. Humans. Streetlights passed outside the windows. The city slowly transformed from dazzling spectacle into peaceful darkness. Min-jae leaned back. I used to think strength meant never showing fear. And now, it means continuing anyway. Hanwoo nodded. Good answer. You inspired it. Put that on merchandise. Min-jae closed his eyes. For all the glamorous moments audiences witnessed, the magazine covers, red carpets, interviews, and applause, the memories he treasured most often arrived quietly. Shared coffee. Honest conversations. Jokes repeated too often. Support offered without conditions. The van continued through sleeping streets. Tomorrow would bring new schedules. More cameras. More expectations. More opportunities to succeed or stumble. But tonight reminded them of something essential. Fame could amplify voices. Success could transform circumstances. Yet genuine connection remained astonishingly simple. It lived in remembering how someone liked their coffee. In noticing nervous hands before interviews. In staying beside people when excitement faded and exhaustion appeared. It lived through consistency rather than spectacle. As Aurora Entertainment's headquarters finally came into view, Hanwoo opened one eye. Do you think Bazaar will invite us again? Probably. Can we negotiate better snacks? Min-jae laughed. That's your priority. Absolutely. Their manager sighed from the front seat. I regret everything. You love us, Hanwoo replied. The manager did not deny it. The night ended not with dramatic declarations but familiar routines. Checking schedules. Reminding one another to rest. Making sure everyone reached home safely. As Min-jae stepped out beneath the quiet glow of streetlights, he glanced back toward the van. Hanwoo waved exaggeratedly through the window. Min-jae shook his head, then waved back.